There are certain champions in the UFC who have looked so dominant in their weight classes where it would be interesting to see them move up in weight class and truly test themselves. So here is 5 UFC champions who should switch weight classes. Number 5. Amanda Nunes is the current UFC Women's Bantamweight champion who has looked like a dominant force in the 135-pound division since winning the title. She had put together a 3-fight winning streak and was given a title opportunity against then champion Miesha Tate at UFC 200, where she brutalized the champion in the first round, finishing her by submission via rear naked choke to become the new UFC Women's Bantamweight champion of the world. She next quickly dispatched former champion Ronda Rousey at UFC 207 and defeated top challenger Valentina Shevchenko by a split decision at UFC 215. She has defeated 3 of the best bantamweights in a very dominant fashion, where it would be interesting to see her move up to the 145-pound division and fully test her abilities. I believe her power will certainly help defeat some of the best featherweights in the world. Number 4. Tyron Woodley is the current UFC welterweight champion who has shown in his recent fights that he's just one step ahead of his opponents. He had put together wins over Dong Yong Kim and Kelvin Gastelum and was granted a title shot against then champion Robbie Lawler at UFC 201, where he won the fight by knockout in the first round to become the new UFC welterweight champion of the world. He next defended his title twice against Stephen Thompson and defended his title for the 3rd time against Damian Maia at UFC 214. He is the most well-rounded fighter in the welterweight division, where it would be interesting to see him test himself against the elite middleweights in the world. His well-rounded fighting style will definitely give the middleweights a lot of trouble, where we will truly see what his true potential really is. Number 3. Joanna Jędrzejczyk is the current UFC Women's Strawweight champion who has shown time and time again that her opponents are not on her level, where she has almost wiped out the division since winning the title. After defeating both Juliana Lima and Claudia Gadelha impressively, she was given the opportunity to face then champion Carla Esparza at UFC 185, where she brutalized the champion on the feet to win the fight by TKO in the 2nd round to become the new UFC Women's Strawweight champion of the world. She has gone on to defend her title 5 consecutive times, where she has looked better and better with each fight. Her fighting style is just too dominant in the strawweight division, where it would be interesting to see how she would do in the newly formed flyweight division. She has mentioned in interviews that she would eventually like to move up to the flyweight division, but has a lot of work to do in the strawweight division. She would be facing a lot of bigger fighters, where it is the only way we will see how good she really is. Number 2. Daniel Cormier is the current UFC light heavyweight champion who has looked like a dominant force in the division since winning the title. After losing to John Jones at UFC 182, John Jones was stripped of his title, where both Daniel Cormier and Anthony Johnson faced each other for the vacant title at UFC 187, where Daniel Cormier submitted Anthony Johnson by a rear naked choke in the 3rd round to become the new UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. Since becoming the champion, he has defended his title 3 times against Alexander Gustafsson at UFC 192, Anthony Johnson at UFC 210, and John Jones, where the fight was ruled a no contest. His fighting style has proved to present a lot of problems for his opponents, where it would be interesting to see how he would perform against the best heavyweights in the world. He previously fought at heavyweight, where he became the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix winner and had defeated both Roy Nelson and Frank Mir in the weight class. He has the experience of facing bigger guys, and I believe we will only see what he's truly capable of in the heavyweight division, where he had the most success before. Number 1. Demetrius Johnson is the current UFC flyweight champion who has made top contenders look like amateurs in his title defenses. Since becoming the champion in 2012, he has defended his title 11 consecutive times, where he is the only champion in the weight class. He is just so well rounded in all areas, where it is very difficult to see anyone give him a tough challenge. The only option left is to move up to the bantamweight division and test what he's truly capable of. Before the flyweight division existed, Demetrius Johnson fought in the bantamweight division, where he even challenged for the title but was too small for the weight class. Since that time, he has taken his overall game to new heights, where I believe he would present a lot of problems for the bantamweights if he decided to move up. I believe he needs to move up and test himself and prove why he is the greatest fighter in the world.